spirituality. My name is Ife West. If this is your first time on this channel, you are highly, highly welcome. This is a place where we separate the facts from the fiction, science from the superstition, and the concept from the misconceptions about African spirituality. Today, I want us to touch on a very, very important topic, and this pertains to the fact that we have some certain ingrained contrary beliefs in African traditions. And I want us to touch on a very, very important one because this one is a traditional belief that is affecting a lot of people currently, especially in Africa. This is the belief that is popularly held in African traditions and in African spirituality that the black woman is God, that the black woman is the mother of civilization, that the whole world begins with the black woman. So if there is anything closest to God on this planet, the black woman is the physical representation or symbol of God on this earth. Okay, this is a very, very powerful assertion, and it is also true. Scientifically, we have traced the origin of humanity. So many scientists have traced it, and they have traced the origin of humanity to Africa. We have the oldest scientific evidence of the presence of modern man on this planet in Africa, from Africa. It is a known fact all over the world. We have also checked, scientists from all over the globe have checked into the origin DNA, the mitochondrial DNA of the black woman, and they were able to discover that the mitochondrial DNA is the only DNA that can produce all planets. So there is no argument scientifically that Africa was the origin of life on this planet, that Africans are the root race on this planet, that all other race are children of Africa. These are the Caucasian, the Asian, Mongoloid, all the classifications, Arab, all of them are from Africa, and they are all children of Africa. This is a well-known, indisputable scientific fact. So we know that Africans are the root race. Okay. Then spiritually, we have been able to trace the oldest form of spiritual practice back to Africa, and we have been able to trace the first instance of the veneration of a goddess, of a deity, to be the symbol of an African woman. This trace was over 250,000 years ago. This evidence was recorded by a popular Egyptologist called Robert Bauval in his book called Black Genesis, Prehistoric Origin of Man. You need to read that book. The book is a very, very powerful book, Black Genesis by Robert Bauval. He was able to trace the origin of the oldest worship of a deity in the history of mankind to Africa. And this was a symbol of Hathor, the Egyptian goddess, represented by a car, Heteru. So it is also true that spirituality, the practice of spirituality started from Africa, and it was started by Africans. And the veneration of this deity was a black woman. We have this evidence, this scientific hard evidence. So most traditionalists believe that the black woman is God. This belief or this spiritual system was circulated all over the world. If you check many ancient spiritual traditions, they all venerate the symbol of a black woman as their deity. This is where you get the black Madonna from in Egypt. This is where you get So many deities, so many ancient black deities, female deities representing Earth, representing Mother Gaia. You get them from this story. You get Isis, you get Hathor. If you go deeper, lots of deities that are feminine, ancient deities, Tiamats. These are deities that are representative of the earth. We all venerate the earth as the mother earth, and the earth is seen for the life giver, and so we view the earth as a woman due to her life-giving qualities. And we all know that it is only the woman that can give life on this planet. Man cannot give birth. So the woman is more complicated than man. So if you agree with me, with all this evidence, all these assertions, you will also agree that the woman is the origin of life on this planet, and the woman is the closest representation or symbol of God on this planet. And most of our primordial deities are feminine deities. Water is a feminine quality. Water is life, and the deities associated with water are all life givers. So this is a well-known, established fact in African spirituality and in many African traditions. When you go to them, they tell you the same thing. But the problem I am getting now is that many African traditional systems are guilty of maltreating women. Many African traditional practitioners are in a contradictory state of mind, and their practice is contradictory. And I have noticed this contradiction a very long time ago. Today, I want to address it on this channel. You cannot claim that the black woman is God, that she is the giver of life on this planet, and at the same time be treating your black women or all women as inferior to you. That is a very, very big contradiction. If you notice many African traditions currently now held by so-called traditionalists, they view women as an inferior specimen. They view women as the weaker sex. In fact, there are many traditions that generally view women as unclean, especially when the woman is on her period. This is what is the mentality of many traditionalists. So this is one of the reasons why I do not call myself a traditionalist, because I discovered that this is a very serious issue. You cannot claim that the black woman is God, and at the same time, the black woman is also inferior to the male, and the black woman is lesser than the male species. That is a very big oxymoron. In many African traditional practice, you will see whereby they consider the woman as somebody that cannot be able to stand on her feet, cannot be able to stand on her own, except she is married to a man. They consider the woman as not being complete, except she is under the authority of a man. You see many African traditional societies, they don't regard women as anybody. It is a very shameful practice. We don't know when this happened. We knew that it was not always like this. If you check ancient history, women were regarded very highly by their male counterparts. But somewhere along the line, this changed. And the change began when the Europeans came to Africa with their own concept of religion. And they brought in this religion of male chauvinistic philosophy, that God is a man, and is almighty, and the woman have no rights. And they destroyed the African Trinity, which is a symbol of the Hank. I don't know, you can always see the Hank sign on my spaceman behind me of life. It represents the coming of the male and female principle to produce life. You can say it is sort of the African Shivalinga. Okay, we ancient Africans have a trinity which is represented by the symbol of the Hank, which is the coming of the male and the female to produce a child, which is the symbol of the divine family of Asa, Aset, and Eru, which is Isis, Osiris, and Horus. We have always known scientifically, logically, that for life to come together, a man and a woman needs to come together. They need to sleep together to produce a child. So our divinity, our Trinity was a symbol of a man, woman, and a child. But when Christianity came to Africa, in order for them to distort the views of the African, after copying and plagiarizing our spiritual concept, in order for them to destroy our African spirituality, they removed the woman from the Trinity. And they said their own Trinity is composed of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. The place of the woman there was removed and was replaced by the Holy Spirit. And they said there are three persons in one God. That is what they are pushing, and many people believe this, and they were able to indoctrinate this to millions of people. God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. The part of the woman was replaced by the Holy Spirit to confuse people and to hoodwink people. That was how the destruction of the position of the woman, they have to remove her in order to make her a lesser being, in order to oppress her. And this mentality transferred into African traditional practices. And currently now, to this very day, as I'm speaking to you, to this very day, 2022, 20th of September, many traditionalists believe that women are inferior. They believe that women are weak. Women cannot make sane decisions by themselves. And they believe women are unclean, especially when they are on their period. Many traditionalists will tell you that they don't eat the food of their wife when their wife is on their period because it will pollute their spirit. They don't sleep with their wife. So part of the reason for them to have many women is because women are unclean. So anytime the woman is on her period, that is a fine excuse for them to go to another woman. Okay? That is a fine excuse for them to maltreat the woman, to make the woman feel very sad and depressed. So we have seen cases like this. So many traditionalists, they claim that women are not pure people, so they need to have many women. Okay? Many of them believe that women cannot have rights. There are traditions in Africa whereby they believe that women are not even entitled to their father's property because they are women. They believe they get the property that they're going to get married parties, or the property will belong to that man. For this reason, they don't give father's property to women. It is as bad as this. So there's a very big issue with this problem, with this. If you as an African traditionalist are the ones always promoting the woman is God, the woman is the origin of civilization, the black woman is this, the black woman is that, you cannot be one thing as God, as the creator of the origin of life on this planet. You are also destroying the black woman as an inferior woman, and something that you cannot be able to trust or be able, you don't see her as your equal. So this is a very contrary belief, and I want many traditionalists to explain this very thing to me, because so far none of them have come out to talk about it. If we need to refine and develop African spirituality and we need to move forward as a people, we need to be addressing these silent issues. For me, African traditionalists traditional and spiritual principles should not be something that will be oppressing any part, anybody. When you practice in spirituality, spiritual empowerment and enlightenment, it should not be something that we bring be putting inferiority complex in people, or be creating segregation, or be creating demarcation on people. It should not be like that. So there's something wrong with many African traditional practice, and many of them are not addressing this issue to provoke thoughts. Because I stand for freedom, I believe the African woman is the cradle of civilization. I believe that the woman is the closest thing to God on this planet, and she's a life giver. And if we must give her our true position, we must accept her exactly the way she is, or we have to throw her away with the baby and the bathwater. So you cannot be promoting one thing with your mouth, then you'll be doing another thing with your hands. It does not make sense. So many women today in African spirituality, they are confused. They are confused. And many of them cannot say this. So I am kind of the voice of the voiceless in this very topic. What many of you people are doing are wrong. You cannot be promoting the woman and also be destroying her at the same time. You have to choose a side. It's either the woman should be inferior to you and come out and state your position openly like this, or you must say the woman is exactly the way she is, promote the woman, and also actively life to promote the woman. You cannot be living in contradiction. Talk on internet, the black woman is creator. You put a lot of memes to praise the black woman, praise. Oh, it's so sweet. Worship the black woman, God and goddess, negresses. You call all sorts of things. We are kings. And in your traditional practice, the woman is inferior. Woman does not have rights except she's property of man. When woman is on her period, she cannot do this for you. Woman cannot even enter many shrines. You know, the shocking thing is that there are many traditionalist shrines, ancestral shrines in Africa today that women cannot go, are not allowed to go into. Are not allowed to go into them. Women are not allowed to even talk directly to the deity. Women are not allowed to even pour libation. What sort of practice is this? In this modern day, this is happening. So what do you expect these women to do, to be under the men forever? Or how do you expect these women to grow spiritually when you have set a barrier that they cannot go beyond? There's a glass ceiling for them in African spirituality because they are women, because they menstruate, they don't have dick, so therefore they cannot move beyond a certain point. For me, that is bullshit. And for me, that is a gatekeeping. It's gatekeeping, and it's a wrong form of spirituality. It's a wrong form of practice. It is a practice that makes people inferior. It's a practice that insults the intelligence of people and insults the dignity of the woman. So you people are insulting the dignity of your women, and at the same time, this is why I cannot be a traditionalist like you. This is why African spirituality is suffering, because of this kind of low mentality, because of this kind of selfishness, because of this kind of thinking, of wickedness. What you are practicing, most of you are practicing a spirituality of wickedness, a spirituality that is designed to make a part of the human race ever inferior forever. I don't. If I am a woman, I will totally reject this kind of spirituality. Any spirituality that will make me inferior, I will reject it, and I encourage women to reject it, because that is a wrong form of spirituality. This thinking, this mindset sits in from Christianity and Islam. These are male chauvinistic religions that were designed to subjugate women. And somehow, African men, Asian African men in traditional systems have adopted them. Sister Nicole, welcome to the chat. I am talking about a very, very important issue today. I'm talking about women now. So this is something that all women should listen to. Many African traditions, they are oppressing women, and they have been oppressing women for a long time. They cannot be promoting the black woman is God, the black woman is this and that, at the same time insulting the black woman with their traditional practice. There are practices in West Africa that women cannot go directly to the deity. Women cannot even create their own altar to their own deity. They have to go through a man. Women cannot cook for their men when they are on their period. These are what many of these traditionalists are saying. When it comes to sex, many traditionalists will tell you that they cannot perform oral sex on a woman, that it will weaken their spirituality. But at the same time, these traditionalists enjoy oral sex from women, and they also demand it. I don't know what is wrong with these men. Many of these men, they are so selfish and they are so stupid at the same time. If you are a woman, these are not the kind of men you should be ruling with. Because these men, their whole aim is to subjugate you forever. So you need to start challenging them. Any spiritual practice that anybody is bringing to you that is giving you this kind of limiting mentality, throw away that spirituality, burn that deity. Bring the deity, put the deity on a beam, pour kerosene, burn the shrine, burn them. Nothing will happen to you. I have burned deities before. Many people have burnt shrines in Africa. Christians used to burn. Islam used to burn. Churches burn shrines. Okay, we can burn deity, any deity that is coming, that somebody's introduced you to you, that's saying that this one that is coming to limit your life, to limit to impose restrictions on you. Keep them out of your life. Nothing will happen. We human beings, we are the physical representation of the deities that we venerate. So anybody that is bringing any philosophy to limit your life, to restrict your freedom, that person is not a good person. That person is not your friend. That person is your enemy. And if possible, that person should be eliminated with extreme alacrity and prejudice. Do you understand? African spiritual systems that is destroying African spirituality and destroying Africans. For these men that are saying that a woman on their period cannot cook for them, I want to ask you these questions. I have worked with many traditionalists. I go at it with them. When you go to a restaurant to eat, I have never seen one person ask the women on duty that, are you on your period? You need to tell me if you are on your period so I will know if to eat your food or not. You never say this. I've never seen anybody say this. You are hungry, you go to a restaurant, you see a woman there, you just ask the woman, what is on your menu? They give you the menu, you select the food, and you eat the food. You don't dare ask the woman, please, I want to know if you are on your period before I will order your food to eat. You don't dare do that. You eat the food. Many of these traditionalists, they live like this every day. Then when it comes to at home, on their wife, if they discover their wife is having a period, they don't eat the food anymore. Find an excuse for them to run to another woman because their wife is unclean. But when you're eating food in all the restaurants, you don't know whether the woman is, you don't care if they are unclean or not. You just go to the restaurant and you eat their food. Then why must your own wife be the one that is always unclean? You need to ask yourself this question. Are you just doing this to oppress your wife so that you can have access to other women? This is what I see. This is what you are doing there. Okay? So many of you are hypocrites. Many of you are serious hypocrites. Many of you are chauvinistic men that are looking for any excuse to oppress women around you so that you can have access to other women. So many of your so-called spiritual beliefs are designed for your own best selfish aggrandizement and for your own selfishness to satisfy your locks. This is the way I see it, nothing more, nothing less. I want to also ask many of you traditionalists this question. Your own mother that gave birth to you, you always say women are inferior. Women do not have rights. Women cannot speak in public. Women cannot approach the shrine. Women cannot come out in certain traditional ceremonies. Women cannot do this. Women cannot do that because they see period. Without a woman, can there be any man? All men on this life, they came out of the pussy of a woman. The thing that you are saying is so inferior. That is the gates that you came out from. And that is the gate that you're always dying to go. Any opportunity to have sex with a woman, many of you jump on it. The same place you are saying is the baddest place, is the most inferior place. That is the place that you always want to find excuse to go into. Is that not an oxymoron? So who are you deceiving? Who are you deceiving? Many of you cannot deceive me. That is, I am not a traditionalist. I am a spiritual scientist. So I don't follow tradition. Many of your tradition are myopic, are backward. I will call the word backward. Many of your traditions are backward thinking. Many of them are retrogressive. And many of them are based on superstitious belief and stupidity and wickedness. We need to be talking about this on the internet. We need to be talking about it so that you people can change. You people cannot keep on deceiving people. You people cannot keep on oppressing people. You people cannot keep manipulating people. You need to change. I don't support many things you do, and I am ashamed of many things that you do. So I cannot be a part of this kind of practice. That is why I don't address myself as a traditionalist, and I will never be a traditionalist. Okay? Many things you are doing is wrong. Your own mothers that gave birth to you when you were a baby, and very helpless baby, your own mothers, they see their period, right? When they were feeding you, cooking for you, giving you food, you are eating all those food. Now you have grown to an adult. You were not unclean. The food they were giving you during their period time did not pollute your spirit. The food your mothers gave to you did not poison your spirituality. Now that you have grown to an adult now, you are not saying women are inferior. Can you not see how inferior? Your mom is the first inferior woman because all women see their period. And so for your mom, it should be the first person you need to condemn. When you go to your mom's house or you go to your aunties or your sister, do you ask them if they are on their period before you eat their food? Can you dare ask them that question? You just go because the person really you eat the food. Then I come your you don't stop. Hello, are you there? Today, I don't know, my internet is fucking up, but this topic, I'm going to be talking about this topic. If you are still online, please bear with me. So, I want you to throw your lights to talk about this topic, to bring out your own thinking, what you say about it, because I am tired of this kind of double standards. You cannot be coming online. I go to your forums, I see this woman is God thing, that, the black woman is this, the black woman, creator of civilization. But in your practice, in your shrine, in your everyday life, the black woman have no place. The women in your tradition, they have no rights. They have no right to speak, no right to have property, no right to do anything. They are treated like second-class citizens. They are treated very, very inferior. So is this the symbolic black woman that you are promoting, that you are treating very, very bad at the same time? Does it make sense? Please ask yourself these questions. Think. I encourage you to think. Okay, it will not cost you money to think. You don't have to send me money to think. Okay, For those traditionalists that have been attacking my position, attacking my view of my approach to African spirituality, I've been hearing many things you are saying that I have been influenced by Western concepts. Okay? I am not influenced by Western concepts. I am influenced by common sense. You don't have to drop your common sense to practice African spirituality. You don't have to be a fool. We are no longer fools. If you are sharp or you are somebody that is alert, you will notice that the generation we have nowadays are not stupid generations like the generations of our parents that don't ask questions. They just believe everything hook, line, and sinker. If you are following up times, you will know that we have passed the age of Pisces. The age of belief is dead. We are now in the age of Aquarius, of knowledge. This new generation of children all over the world, they don't believe things. They want to know. They ask questions. Okay? You cannot keep deceiving people the way you were deceived. So if you are practicing something, you want people to follow you, you must be able to explain clearly the reason for certain things so that people will understand you. But when you want to impose beliefs on people because somebody told you it's like this, then this is a tradition, you must follow this tradition, you are going to die. Your belief and your belief system is going to be rejected by the modern day youth, and you are going to go into extinction. You cannot be practicing a belief system saying that somebody, a fellow human being like you, is inferior, when scientifically it does not make sense, logically it does not make sense, practically it does not make sense. You cannot be able to promote something like this. How can a woman be inferior because she's on a period? If you say the woman is an abomination when she's on a period, that means that your so-called symbolism is also an abomination, and you too as a man is also a product of that abomination, because you came through this very thing. Many few people that are of this thought, there's a reason why thinking like this. We cannot keep on thinking like this. We need to move forward. If we need to have any hope for the future to develop, we need to get away, drop ancient Egyptian system. We have Voodoo system, we have Igbe system, we have Queen Banda, we have Santeria, we have Palo Mayombe, we have Kandobe, we have all sorts. We have the Kemetic system. But the only African spiritual system that was able to take the world, to civilize the whole world, was the Kemetic system. It was the Kemetic system. That is why I follow and I support the Kemetic system. That is why I stand by the Ankh. If you see my videos, you always see me putting the picture of Ameran Eteru to greet you before I start the video. That was the only system that was able to take the world to the next level, and that is the spiritual system everybody is studying today. You go to Egypt, you see the Americans are there, the Germans are there, the Asians are there. Is there studying ancient Egypt till today, still discovering things that these people were able to invent and create. Even till now, the world have not been able to do 1/3 of what the ancient Egyptians did. Nobody have been able to build a pyramid exactly like the ancient Egyptians. We have not been able to do so many things, from medicine to advanced science, and it's from Africa. That is the people that we should be emulating. We should not be emulating people that are using charcoal to rub their face, people that are sitting on plantain leaves, because we are from there. Many of our elders, our ancestors, have lost their way. They lost their way thousands of years ago. Many of them lost their spiritual technology and innovations. Many of them fell to superstitious belief. We cannot be following those people. We need to learn from the best. We need to learn from ancient Egypt. Everybody is focusing on the science of ancient Egypt. They don't. When you study their work, you read their scrolls, they do not oppress or humiliate women the way we try to find a way to solve this problem, because I cannot be saying things and it's cutting off. So far, this video I've cut off about 5 times already. I am going so that this is part 1 of this. I want you to think about it, and I want you to change your attitude and demeaning the person to you. You need to pick a side, okay? So many of you are practicing the wrong thing, and you need to upgrade your practice. If not, okay. So this mentality that you are pushing is an of women all over the world, okay. So you have to change your mentality. We have questions and comments are welcome. Please like and share this video. Subscribe in learning more about African spirituality, devoid of tradition, and at the safety of your home from any part of the world. So my name still remains Ife West, and I'll be wishing you a very wonderful day. Take care and bye. Peace.